Hi guys, we're going to go through the notes for lesson 3.2 and 3.3. So get your notes out and get a pencil or pen and let's fill these out together. If I start going too fast, have your substitute just pause the video and then you can fill in the blanks. So we're going to start out with a transversal. Now let's remember what a transversal is. Transversal is a line that intersects two or more lines. So this line right here is your transversal. If it intersects two parallel lines, if and only if the corresponding angles are congruent. Okay, now first of all, this IFF, this is something you really don't have to worry about a whole lot. It just means that you're able to read the sentence frontwards or backwards. So if I say a transversal intersects two parallel lines, think of this as the word then. Then the corresponding angles are congruent, or you can read it backwards. If the corresponding angles are congruent, then the transversal intersects two parallel lines. So that's what that really means. I don't think you really have to worry about that so much. So you're going to look at the picture, and today these two lines are parallel. So let's mark them as parallel. And we need to figure out what angles are now equal or congruent. See, now they're congruent. If you would rather write the word, we can do that. So angle 1 is corresponding with angle 5. Those two are now congruent. So angle 1 is congruent to angle 5. Now there's going to be 4 sets here. Angle 3 is going to be congruent with angle 7. Angle 2 with angle 6. And angle 4 with angle 8. All right, so we talked about corresponding angles last class, but now we can officially say when the lines are parallel, this happens every single time, no matter what. All right, move on to example 1. The two lines in the diagram are parallel, and we know that because of this symbol right here. Not symbol. Identify the measures of all of the numbered angles. Justify your reason. Justify your answer by giving a reason. Okay, so I'm going to do these maybe not in the order that it's on the paper. I first see I have 148 and vertical angles are equal. So if 148 is here, 148 will be here as well. Now I also have corresponding angles. Corresponding with this angle here is way over here. So that's 148. And I could do corresponding angles with angle 2, or I could say these are vertical. Either way, you get 148. Now we have all these other little angles. So how do you find those measures? Well, we know this is a straight line, and how many degrees are in a straight line? Hopefully you said 180. So what angle here plus 148 equals 180? So what plus 148 equals 180? Well, that would be, let's see, 32. Yeah. So we're going to say that angle is 32. And vertical angles tell me this angle here is 32. Then we have alternate interiors in here. Notice right here, the 148 was alternate interior. Or you can have corresponding angles. It's like whichever you see first. That's what you get to do. That's 32. Again, you can do corresponding angles. You can do vertical angles. You can do alternate exterior angles. Lots of ways to get the answer. So just go back and let's write the answers in here. And you know what? We talked about, I'm not going to worry about doing this right now. 32, 148. Angle 3 is 32, 148, 32, 148, and 32. It alternated. All right, moving on to alternate interior angles. Remember, inside the parallels in this area right in here, this is all the interior. So alternate interior are those two and those two. So let's see what it says. It says a transversal intersects two parallel lines if and only if the alternate interior angles are congruent. So every single time these lines are going to be parallel now. That's important. Again, last class they were not. Alternate interiors every single time will be congruent. So angle 3 is congruent to angle 6, and angle 4 is congruent to angle 5. All right, now alternate exterior. Now in between the parallels is interior, so outside, out here, and down here are the exterior regions. Now remember, these lines are parallel. Let's mark that. Now this is alternating exterior. So that means 2 alternates down to 7. And 1 alternates down to 8. So let's go again. A transversal intersects 2 parallel lines if and only if the alternate exterior angles are, let's put equal, they are congruent. Okay, so let's put which ones that we have. We have angle 1 is equal to angle 8, and angle 2 is equal to angle 7. All right, so this is everything from the first page of notes. Make sure you're all caught up before you continue on with the video. So here's the back of the first page. We still have same side interior angles. All right, so a transversal intersects 2 parallel lines if and only if the same side interior angles, so same side interior angles are, now this one's different, this one is supplementary. All right, now we need to know our vocabulary. What does supplementary mean? Supplementary means 2 angles that add up to 180 degrees. Okay, so let's look at our picture. What same side interior? So 3 and 5 are same side interiors. This is not the same measures. They're different measures, but together we know that it equals 180. So the way that you write that over here is angle 3 plus angle 5 is 180. So if 4 and 6 are also supplementary, so you'd say 4 and 6 is 180. So you know everything. Now we're ready to do some problems. You have to look at the problem and decide how are these two related. We know the top and bottom are parallel. It says find the measure of angle 1 and then find the measure of angle 2. Okay, so how can we find the measure of angle 1? What kind of angles are they? They're alternating. Are they in the interior or exterior? Well, they're in the interior. So alternate interiors are equal, and then underneath you're just going to say alternate interior. Okay, now these are both on the same side. So how do you get angle 2? First of all, tell me the kind of angles they are. They're same side interior, so I'm just going to abbreviate SSI. And we know that you're going to have to take 180 and subtract the 119 to get the measure of angle 2. So let's see, I believe that's 61. And you're done with that question. Okay, example 3. Find the value of x and then find the measure of each labeled angle. Okay, so these two angles are equal with each other. Because, here's how I know that. These lines are parallel. This is my transversal. And these are what kind of angles? Take a guess. They're corresponding, and corresponding angles are always equal. So 3x minus 5 is equal to x plus 55. Okay, let's subtract x. And then add 5 over. So 2x equals 60. So x is 30. Now, are we finished with the question? It says find the value of x. Then find the measure of each labeled angle. So we need to take the 30 and plug it back in. Now, if we did it correctly, you should get the same answer for both. So 30 goes in here. So what's 30 and 55? 30 and 55 is 85. Let's see if we did this one right. What's 3 times 30? Hopefully you said 90. Minus 5 is 85. So we found them both. Okay, now it doesn't tell you this here. They are parallel. Oh, right there it does. The lines are parallel, and you have to decide what kind of angles are they. They are same side interiors. And that's the type that add up to give you 180.